Good morning, sixth grade. Today you're going to be looking at Chapter 2, Lesson 3, Practicing Citizenship. So I'm going to go ahead and get our video started, and then we will go on into the reading.
Bob and Roberta Chase are hard at work making maple syrup this time of year, but that won't keep them from town meeting.
Yep, better be there. See what's going on. If you don't go, you don't know.
Right.
You know, it's hard to make a living, especially raising kids. Well,
Yeah.
one.
So when it comes town meeting time, you're concerned about where your dollar's going.
That's right.
That's right.
And lots of dollars go there. You know, we have a right to have a say where they go and what they're doing with them.
One hot item this year is the question of replacing the aging fire truck.
They want to buy a new chrome tractor out in the country. You don't need chrome to fight a fire.
We don't have any
That's right.
people to sit there and polish chrome all day. They don't work any better with the chrome.
We've had town meeting around here since colonial times, but don't let that fool you. This is not some antique concept or boring tradition. Nope, after stewing indoors all winter, the good people of Whitefield are primed to exercise their constitutional rights and their jaw muscles.
If everything goes through today, my taxes are going to go up $500. Austin Morris is going to go out over $600. This is hard money to find.
What I'm looking at is the difference between 1 mile of road and one teacher for the school, and I go for the teacher.
This might seem like a quaint scene out of a Norman Rockwell painting, but it's important to remember that in many places around the world, you'd be risking your life to speak out like this. And folks in Whitefield are definitely not shy about speaking out.
What Mr. Oba just said should tell us all something.
There a motion on Article 23.
As predicted, the fire truck issue sparked some fireworks.
I don't take too much time here, but the truck that we have sitting over in our station is a 1965. There's a 30-year-old truck down in Kings Mills, and your next newest truck is 20 years old sitting in North Whitefield. And at some point, you're going to have to replace them. So we're trying to plan here, and if you can't help us, well, you know, maybe we'll get tired of doing it. Maybe somebody else will have to do it.
Come on, Frank, we don't need threats like that.
Please, let's keep the meeting orderly.
It's not a threat, Phil. You've retired. We've all earned it. I've been doing it 20 years. Maybe I need to retire.
All those in favor of raising $0 for the fire truck replacement fund, please raise your hands.
Town meeting isn't over until every item on the town warrant has been debated and retired. Whether things went their way or not, folks have the satisfaction of knowing that they've said their piece.
I had my chance to say my say. The people didn't buy it. That's all. You have to wait and try it again.
Everyone should have their day in court, as it says. Day in school, day at town meeting.
Those opposed to reconsidering
People have always wanted to express their opinion. Back to the Pilgrims, they probably wanted to express their opinion, have their voice be heard. We haven't changed.
Lesson 3. Practicing Citizenship. It matters because our system of government needs active citizens who understand their rights and responsibilities. Principles of government. Guiding question. What are the key principles of the U.S. government? The U.S. Constitution is the highest law in the United States. It contains the key ideas of America's government. Many of these ideas came from ancient Greece and Rome. The United States has a representative government. This means that citizens vote for officials who serve the will of the people. The government must act in the people's interests and protect their rights. The Constitution created a federal system of government. The central or federal government is the highest authority. However, it also shares some powers with the state governments. The federal government is split into 3 equal parts or branches. Each branch has its own specific powers, an idea called separation of powers. This concept was adopted so that no one branch could become too powerful. An overly powerful government could harm its citizens. Each branch limits the power of the other branches. The diagram shows this system of checks and balances.
So you can see over here the checks and balances of the three different branches of the United States government. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you here. You can see the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch. And I remember we talked about this in 5th grade, so it shouldn't be anything that's too new to you. But I remember, if you recall, I kind of related it to rock, paper, scissors, how no one thing in rock, paper, scissors trumps everything. So something else can beat it. So that's kind of the way that the branches of government work, to where not one branch can ever have too much power, because the other ones are able to check it out.
What do the three branches of government do? The legislative branch is known as the U.S. Congress. It passes laws for the whole country. The executive branch includes the office of the U.S. President. The President and other members of the executive branch ensure that the nation's laws are carried out. The judicial branch includes the U.S. Supreme Court and various lesser courts. The judges in the judicial branch use the Constitution to interpret laws. They can strike down laws that violate the Constitution. Progress check. Identifying. What type of government does the United States have? What is citizenship? Guiding question. What are the civic rights, duties, and responsibilities of U.S. citizens? The system of government in the United States provides many freedoms. However, it also needs citizens to carry out certain duties and responsibilities. This idea, called civic participation, comes from ancient Greece and Rome. Good citizenship helps our government and communities work as well as possible. Rights of citizenship. All Americans have the right to seek life, liberty, and happiness. All Americans have the right to freedom of expression. This means that they can speak and write openly. They can attend peaceful gatherings. They can petition the government to address their needs. The Constitution also protects the right of people to worship as they choose. People who are accused of a crime have the right to receive a fair trial by a jury of their peers. Citizens also have the right to vote for public officials and to serve in public office. The right to vote allows citizens to choose their leaders, while the right to serve lets them represent their fellow citizens in government. Duties and responsibilities of citizenship. By law, citizens must carry out some duties. Obeying all federal, state, and local laws is one of the first duties of citizenship. Citizens also have a duty to pay their taxes to federal, state, and local governments. These taxes pay for the services provided by government to the American people. Citizens must serve on a jury if the government asks them to. This service is needed in order to honor people's right to a fair trial by jury. Finally, citizens must be ready to defend the United States and the Constitution. People born in other countries can also become U.S. citizens. First, they must go through naturalization. This is a process of applying for and being granted citizenship. To qualify, they have to have lived in the United States for a certain amount of time. They also need to show good moral character. They must be able to use basic English and must know about U.S. history and government. In addition, they must swear to uphold all duties of citizenship. In addition to their duties, citizens also have responsibilities. Citizens should stay informed about important issues or topics. An awareness of critical issues, such as concern for the global environment, will help them make wise choices when they vote in federal, state, and local elections. Voting is a powerful right and a key responsibility of citizenship. If people do not vote, they give away part of their voice in government. Citizens should also respect the rights and views of other people. The United States welcomes people of many different backgrounds. They all share the same freedoms. Before you deny a right to someone else, put yourself in that person's place. Think how you would feel if someone tried to take away your rights. Finally, citizens should take part in their local community. By working with one another, we help make our neighborhoods and towns better places to live. There are different ways to keep our communities strong. We can volunteer our time. We can join neighborhood groups, and we can serve in public office. Progress check. Summarizing. What duties do citizens have?
Being a global citizen. Guiding question. What does it mean to be a global citizen? Today, the world faces many problems that go beyond the borders of any one country. When sick people travel, disease can spread quickly. In 2014, Ebola, a rare and deadly disease caused by the Ebola virus, spread throughout West Africa. Health agencies from around the world worked to stop the virus. Doctors and nurses provided medical services to people who contracted the disease. Hospital staffs throughout the world were trained on how to treat patients who were infected with the Ebola virus. Many countries also have close economic ties to other nations. Because of these ties, economic problems in one country affect other countries. In addition, the idea is growing around the world that all people should have certain basic human rights. World leaders must often work together to deal with these issues.
Okay, so this is a great example of really what we're dealing with right now with the pandemic, in which an infected person was sick. They eventually transferred COVID to the United States and to other places in the world, and it was able to spread globally. So it is always important to be informed about what is going on around the world, as well as just what's going on in your country.
Being a global citizen means learning about the different issues that affect the world as a whole. It means taking care of the environment. It also means understanding how people live in other countries. We are all affected by drought and hunger or economic troubles in other countries. Once we understand one another's ways of life, we can work together more easily to solve big problems.
So this is another reason I like to show the CNN 10. And I encourage you to watch CNN 10 if you miss it in the mornings, because it always has to do with different things around the world and what's going on in our own country as well.
Being a global citizen does not mean giving up your duties and responsibilities as a citizen of the United States. It means thinking about how you can make the world a better place by your actions. Making the effort to stay informed and to respect the views of others helps all Americans. Through that same effort, you can also help the rest of the world. Reading progress check. Finding the main idea. What are some of the ways in which you could become a better global citizen?
All right, so that is where I'm going to leave you off at for right now. I'm going to have you answer the questions that go throughout and be ready to discuss this tomorrow in class as well. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you. Bye.